AITA for refusing to attend my mother's annual Christmas celebration. I, 28M, am married to my wife Vivian, 27F. This would have been our third Christmas as a married couple. A few weeks ago, during a video call with my mother, I noticed my wife getting visibly anxious. She kept fidgeting beside me, barely speaking. When the call ended, I asked her what was wrong. She said, "Nothing, but I know my wife. Nothing usually means she's carrying something heavy and doesn't want to be a burden." After some gentle pushing, she finally admitted that Christmas at my mom's house makes her feel overwhelmed. She described it as stressful and chaotic in a way that never really lets her relax. I told her that it's always been chaotic, but that I thought it was part of the fun. She looked at me and said, quietly, "It's fun for you because you're not the one holding everything together." She explained that during Christmas gatherings, she and the other daughters-in-law are the ones breaking up arguments, managing seating so family members who don't get along aren't placed together, and stepping in whenever things start to spiral. She said it feels like she's constantly on duty. What hurt me most was when she added that the daughters-in-law are the only ones consistently working or serving. Everyone else, including my biological sister, gets to sit back, relax, and enjoy the holiday. For context, I'm the second of 4 kids, 1 older brother, 1 younger brother, and a youngest sister. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about what she said. The more I replayed past Christmases in my head, the clearer it became. I remembered the tension, the whispered arguments, and how my wife was always up and moving while I was laughing in the living room. I felt embarrassed that I hadn't truly seen it before. When I asked her if she wanted to spend Christmas this year with just me, her, and our child, she hesitated. Then she looked at our child, that quiet, protective look that says I'll endure anything if I have to. That was the moment I knew I couldn't let this continue. I called my mother and told her we wouldn't be attending Christmas this year. She immediately tried to guilt-trip me, reminding me of family tradition and saying I'd regret missing out. Ending that call, I felt torn between guilt and relief. But when I looked at my wife and saw the tension leave her shoulders, I knew I'd made the right choice. My wife apologized for causing trouble and thanked me. The fact that she felt the need to apologize broke my heart. After that conversation, she seemed lighter, like a weight she'd been carrying for years had finally been set down. The next morning, my older brother and younger sister called, just as I expected. They accused me of betraying the family and disrespecting tradition. I defended my decision, wished them a Merry Christmas, and ended the call before I could start doubting myself. Later that day, my younger brother unexpectedly came over. After some small talk, he admitted he wasn't there to convince me to go. He said his wife had been asking for 3 years not to attend Christmas at our mom's house. He tried stepping in more to help, but every time he did, he was pushed out of the kitchen. Nothing ever changed. I told him he should cancel too. He hesitated, clearly afraid of the fallout. I told him that by continuing to go, he was unintentionally hurting his wife and turning her into our family's unpaid servant. I said he should have stood up for her a long time ago, and that she deserved to enjoy Christmas with him and their kids, not work through it. He stared at the floor for a moment, then pulled out his phone. He called our mother, told her he'd be spending Christmas at home as well, and wished her a Merry Christmas. The call was over so fast it caught us both off guard. We laughed, a nervous, relieved kind of laugh, and then started talking about what our Christmases would look like now. As expected, I got another round of angry messages and calls from my mom, older brother, and sister. This time, I didn't let it shake me. Traditions don't deserve loyalty when they come at the cost of someone's well-being. Now my wife is excitedly planning our own Christmas. She hums while decorating, smiles more easily, and talks about starting traditions just for us. Watching her like this fills me with more warmth than any Christmas I've ever spent at my mother's house. So, am I the a-hole?
Update.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm writing this on the 27th, not sure when I'll end up posting this. I honestly wasn't planning on making an update, but a lot happened, and it feels important to share. With both me and my younger brother canceling Christmas at my mom's place, my oldest brother Noah's wife, Laura, ended up being the only daughter-in-law there. Because of that, my sister Sarah was asked to help, something she had never really done before. From everything I heard afterward, things unraveled quickly. Despite starting preparations early, many of the dishes were still finished at the last minute. Seating arrangements weren't properly thought out, which led to family members who are currently feuding being seated next to each other. Tensions were already high, and to make matters worse, two of my uncles got into a heated argument that effectively ended the night early. My mom was apparently in distress. What she usually proudly calls her peaceful Christmas celebration had turned into complete chaos. I was bracing myself for angry calls blaming me for ruining Christmas, but surprisingly, none came. I later learned why. Laura had been completely overwhelmed. She ended up in a serious argument with Noah that night. Knowing that two daughters-in-law wouldn't be attending, she had suggested getting catering this year. Noah dismissed the idea, saying it was too late and that places would already be fully booked. Laura reluctantly agreed to push through. She ended up carrying the workload that's usually split between three daughters-in-law. She cooked, prepared seating charts, adjusted decorations, watched the kids, and still got scolded by my mom for seating certain family members together, even though she was juggling everything alone. At one point, Laura was so overwhelmed that she went to my mom and asked Sarah to help. Sarah had to get up from the couch and step in for the first time. From what I was told, she made quite a few mistakes, not because she didn't care, but because she had never been expected to do any of this before. She didn't know the rules, who couldn't sit together, or how things were usually done. But something changed. According to Laura, at one point Sarah broke down and admitted she had no idea how much effort, patience, and emotional labor it actually took to host Christmas. She apparently said she always thought things just happened, and didn't realize how much was constantly being managed behind the scenes. After that, Sarah kept helping, awkwardly, imperfectly, but genuinely trying. It didn't fix the night. The damage had already been done. The uncles still fought. The food was rushed. The tension was obvious. By the end of the evening, Laura told Noah that she would not be doing this again. She spent the rest of Christmas distant and exhausted, and from what I heard, she barely spoke to him. The most surprising part came the next day. Sarah reached out to me. She didn't yell or accuse me. Instead, she admitted that she finally understood why my wife and my younger brother's wife didn't want to come anymore. She said she had never realized how unfair the expectations were. And that she felt ashamed that it took her being forced into the role to see it. Meanwhile, our Christmas at home was the complete opposite. It was quiet. Calm. My wife laughed freely. Our child was happy. No one was being ordered around or walking on eggshells. There was no chaos, just warmth. This experience didn't make me regret my decision, it confirmed it. If traditions require certain people to silently suffer so others can enjoy themselves, then they deserve to be questioned. I don't know what next Christmas will look like, but I do know this. My wife's peace will always come first. Thank you to everyone who took the time to comment and share their thoughts.